Now we shall look at 20 tips to speed up Windows 10. First of all, go to Start Settings. Then here we have all the various options. Out of that, Update and Security. In order to update your Windows for performance enhancement, click on this Update and Security. Then if it is not updated, so you need update. Now for example, resume updates. So you can decide whether you want regularly every day to be updated or one can pause for some time or that. And then there are advanced options here. Clicking here, we can decide on receive updates for other Microsoft products when you update Windows. So that Microsoft Windows will be also regularly updated. If you want something to do, you can pause update so that update will not take your computer speed when you are doing something important. So you can choose a particular date till when you need to update, pause your update. Secondly, check for viruses and spyware. Again, if you just type Windows Security, Windows, click on Windows Security. So in that we have virus and threat protection. So make sure all these are up to date. Then virus, and here you can say if you want to have a quick scan or all sorts of settings are here. When you get time, you can go through all these and find what else we can do. Check for updates in case you have not updated. Click here and update your antivirus. All these settings are there at the left connected with the antivirus. Next will be uninstalling crapware. So go to settings and open apps, settings, and click on apps. This is app, so double click on that apps. And here you will see all sorts of apps that are installed in your computer. You click on apps at the left side, apps and features. If you do not want any particular apps, you can uninstall. Go down, for example, anywhere. For example, I just click on WinDJ View. If I do not need, you can just click uninstall. That program will be installed. There are less number of programs that will help your computer to speed up. Next option will be fourth item, delete all unnecessary files to free up space. So you can click touch here and say run. You will get this, or shortcut is Win plus R, Windows key plus R, or Windows plus R will get this option. Click on that, run. Then in this you can type temp, temp, and then enter. So you get this option. You don't currently have permission to access this folder. Continue. So you can select and delete what is not needed in the temporary file. These are our temporary files. You can just select all that and delete them. Something which is at present working, so you can skip. We deleted all those. Then again you can go to same place, Win plus R, and use it percentage sign and then temp, temp, again percentage, once again okay. This also another option to select all these and select all that and delete them. These all are temporary files created by the computer. Like this, when there are plenty of temporary files, that you can reduce your speed. After doing that, remember to empty your recycle bin. Click on the recycle bin and say empty. You will see so many files will be there. Either you select all and delete, or you can use right click on the recycle bin and say empty recycle bin. So all these things will automatically speed up. Now I am not doing that because it will take some time. I may need to record something. Fifth item is activate storage sense to free up storage space. Again, go to start storage settings, click on that, and in here we have configure storage sense. So use that configure storage sense. You will have plenty of options. Run storage sense, how often, every month or every week, every day, during low disk space. That you can choose whichever you prefer, how often you need to do that. Many options to choose, when and what to clear automatically, or use cleanup now option to instantly delete that. Now I have space, so I don't need to do anything, so I am just closing. Another option is clean up your disk cleanup option. So you can simply type disk cleanup, DIS, disk cleanup. Click on this. Same can be received going through C drive and properties and disk cleanup option as well. So it automatically started calculating how much space you can clean up by deleting those files. Computer will test and tell you how much of temporary files are remaining. Other way also we deleted. Now I did not delete everything, so it will be showing something in this as well. It will show automatically how much is there in the recycle bin and different places, unnecessary files that can be removed. This may take a few minutes to complete. Okay, now I am clicking off because it is taking time, but the option is just allow that to happen, and then at the end you can say okay. Next option, seventh item is limit or disable startup processes and background apps. First of all, you open task manager by typing here task manager, or right clicking on the taskbar here. You can get a task manager. In whichever way you get the same task manager, and here you can select what else in the start. Click on the startup and disable whatever is not regularly used, what you don't want to start along with the computer, because the more items are enabled, that will take time. But make sure basic things like audio of the computer, or for example, I am using my Microsoft OneDrive for saving, so I need to keep that always enabled because I am automatically saving there, so I need that to work. But what you don't need, like Skype and those things, you can disable. Another option in that is go to start background apps. You can type here background apps. Other one was startup app. This is background app. What should work behind and what should not work behind, because of there are many background apps working. You may not be making use. You may be just making use of Microsoft Word or something, but many other softwares will be working behind, which will use the resources of your computer and reduce the speed. So whatever is not what you don't want, you can click it off. Like for example, click on, click off. You can keep it off what you don't need in order to increase the speed, if needed only, but otherwise you can ignore all this. Another option is to change power settings to maximize performance. 8th point, go to settings, power and sleep settings. So here it is, power and sleep. So various options are here showing, and at the right side there is additional power settings. Whatever settings you need, you can change here. Then go to additional power settings. So here we have various options to choose from. So you can create your own custom plans, or you can keep balanced, or you can choose from can customize the plan and decide what you need. By clicking on this, you can add various options, change advanced power settings. Okay, there are so many options to choose from. So depending on the need of the time, you can decide what to do. If you do not want a particular thing, you can delete also. Another way, use the performance troubleshooter. For example, in simply say type here troubleshoot settings. Troubleshoot settings. And that here we have run troubleshooter automatically, then notify. You can choose between don't run any troubleshooter, run troubleshooters automatically, don't notify me. So I written run troubleshooters automatically, then notify me. You can choose between the options. All this helps improve the capacity of the computer, the speed of the computer. Ninth option, reduce runtime service. You can start run by win plus R or typing run there, and in that you write msconfig, then say OK. So computer will give you this option to whether you want normal startup or diagnostic startup or selective startup. So in selective startup, you can decide, choose the options that you want. Example, here we have startup, open task manager, and here the same option is there to disable and enable. And if you don't want to, normally it will be in normal startup, so you can click the selective and then say load system services or load starts items or without that, so that it will be very fast. But by default, whatever is come, let it be. Unless you know very well, don't do all kind of changes, but as much as possible you keep you have selected certain items and then use selective startup. 10th item is change privacy settings. Go to privacy, privacy settings. Click off all unnecessary software accessing camera, microphone, location, notification, etc. The left side you can see, for example, if you click on location, all the softwares in your computer that is using your location, you can click it off if you do not want them to use, because you may need it in mobile, because when you are traveling you may need location in mobile, but you don't need a computer, so you can click it off, which in order to save your time, the speed of the computer. Also camera, which software should use camera, which should not use, you can change all the options here. Whatever, it may be all on, you can click it off except your real camera should be allowed. All other software, if you don't need, you can click it off, whatever are not being used. Same way microphone, all those things, whatever is not being used, you can click it off, and other one you can keep what you are regularly using. 11th item is change appearance in performance option dialog. Just type adjust the appearance. Adjust appearance. So you go to adjust the appearance and performance of Windows. And here we have various options. Let Windows choose what best for my computer, or adjust best performance, adjust for best performance. So if you choose adjust for best performance, that will remove some of these items, and then it will, or you can click custom and choose what you want, what you don't want. So as of now I have put let Windows choose what's best for me. So in case it becomes slow, then you may use adjust for best performance in a particular day if you want to do work so hard. And another option, 12th option, is turn off search indexing. Search indexing improves the search tool's responses and speeds up searching in Windows 10. It weakens the performance, however, as it runs in the background and utilizes a lot of system resources. Owing to this reason, if you do searches occasionally, then it's best to disable it. For that, write computer management. Computer management. Double click on services and applications, and again choose service from that. In the series of list, look for Windows search. It will be alphabetical order, so it will be down. Go to Windows search. Okay, Windows system, Windows search, and then double click on that. In this we have a startup type you can use here. This option is a startup type, whether you want manually or disable. So now automatically, if you have put automatic, it delays your startup. But if you put manually or disabled, it will start fast without all this. Now, so now I am not changing because I don't have any problem. If you're changing that, then give auto. Another option, 13th item, is turn on fast startup. Fast startup option helps in starting your PC faster after a shutdown by cutting down on boot up time using caching for some necessary resources into a single file on the hard disk. At the time of startup, this master file is loaded back into the RAM that speeds up process manifolds. Do note that this option does not affect the restart process. So for this option, open the control panel, just type control panel, click on hardware and sound here, and look for power options. Here there is power options, click on this. Then here you go to change what the power button do. First one, change what the power button do. And this, there are various options that is given to choose from. So here there is option change settings that are currently unavailable. And then here there is turn on fast setup. If this is not clicked on, you can click it on, turn on fast startup, and then that will help computer to start faster. 14th item is uninstall fonts and drivers. Simply type font settings. The more fonts that are installed, it takes more time to start as well. So whatever is not needed, whatever font which are not using, you can click like this and say uninstall. Like that you can go on uninstalling whatever file fonts you don't need, because there are many fonts that we do not need will be automatically installed, and if you want you can remove some of them. There are so many fonts which you don't need, actually you are simply wasting the resources of your computer. So as of now I am avoiding because I have enough resources. Next, 14th item, sorry, 15th item, disable sync features with other devices. Syncing with other devices. So in the settings you can go to accounts options. Here there is accounts, click on this. Here we have option to synchronize with your various like email account, sign in, all those options are there. Camera, browser, manage my Microsoft account, sign in with the local account. So you decide to synchronize with different computers or different gadgets that you have. When you avoid that, here at the left side is the option sync your settings. If you don't want to synchronize, you can click it off so that it will not synchronize with other gadgets, but it will increase your speed, but then you will not be able to synchronize with your mobile or iPad or whatever you are using. So if it is kept on, then whatever you type in your computer you can access from your mobile as well. 16th, defragment of drives. You can simply type defragment and optimize drives. Click here. So as of now I have removed other drives, only one drive is there. So once in a while you can change this. So I have kept by default drives are being analyzed on scheduled cadence and optimized as frequency icon weekly. So you can change that and choose whether you want to do that weekly, monthly, daily, all that. So on average it is good. That will save a lot of resources of your computer. 17th item, reduce tabs on browser. For example, if you open any web browser, you keep a lot of shortcut for opening certain websites very fast. So you can remove what is not necessary. The more you keep, that also can reduce your speed of the computer. For example, any one of the web browser when you open, you see on top there are many items that are kept. Like this, I have saved many, but is being regularly used in each of the browsers in different, whether it is Chrome, whether it is Edge, everywhere there are different things kept. So if you don't want, you just right click on this and you can remove that. 18th, use Windows security instead of antivirus. All of us have Windows security in the Windows. By default it is given. So if your Windows are original Windows, you are using original Windows, then you don't need actually to pay money and buy other antiviruses. But if you are using pirated versions of Windows or software, then you need to install antivirus and use. But here by default it is already there, Windows security. You only need to make sure it is always updated. Don't click off any updates, always keep it updated very often. So then you don't need any other antivirus. 19th, add more RAM and replace HDD and SSD as startup drive. That often we don't need to do. That's only extreme cases. For example, your ordinary hard disk is much slower than SSD. 20th option is the best option, which is to restore or reset your computer. Restore, if you just type here restore, you get a create restore point. So this is a system restore is to go back to a particular place, space. For example, if you remember last month my computer was perfectly alright, but now there is some problem. So I can click on this and choose that particular date. Here it is showing only one, so you say show more. For example, this is last month. If I choose this date and say next, the computer will restore to that particular date. On that day, how was my computer? It will come to that state, but none of the files will be lost. Only the software installed after that will go back, deleted, or any settings that you changed, all that will go back to that particular date and time without affecting your files. So you can, if you need, you can click next and give OK. Another option is reset your PC. Reset this PC. That is formatting and reinstalling your computer. So in that there are two options. One is clicking here get started for resetting. Other one is advanced startup with USB drive or DVD which has got your startup drive. This option problem is everything will be lost, including your files, programs, everything, and it will reinstall. But in that, the first option, computer itself will reinstall the Windows that you need. Only software you need to install. In the second option, you need to already make a recovery disk and keep it ready. Then put that pen drive or CD, and then you say click restart. Then that from that pen drive it will use all Windows whatever you need, and then it will get installed. These are the. But before doing this reset or these two reset options, you make sure all your content you have saved and kept. Unless you are storing everything in one drive, you save everything in your hard disk or pen drive, in separate hard disk or pen drive, so that you are not losing anything. Plus the softwares that you use should have, if it is original you can download simply, use the same key. If it is pirated versions and all, then you need to keep that software to be installed, because this will be totally new and it will become like a factory setup. Just how you bought the computer from the company, as it is you will receive after doing this. It will not take so much of effort. If you have your Windows and programs original, you can do it by yourself without any technician's help, and within 2-3 hours everything will be back to normal. Then you need to update your Windows through internet to get to the latest updates. That's it. So these are the 20 basic